It was named the world's most livable city throughout the 2010s. Backed by its strong infrastructure, low crime rate, relatively clean downtown, it's no wonder why. Welcome to Melbourne.
Melbourne.
As the capital city
Melbourne.
of the state of Victoria, Melbourne is a fast-developing metropolis that's simple to explore on foot. It's a city that's full of fantastic live music, signature graffiti-laced alleyways, and an exceptional
Bro, that look like how New York used to be. This artwork, graffiti. But yo, graffiti is now artwork. Like, they have a whole genre of artwork that used to be graffiti. Like the old graffiti guys that used to get arrested are now premier artists. And their trade is drawing graffiti. It's insane.
waterfront to tie it all together. The main way I got around was by an above-ground train, which operates on a reloadable funds travel card called a Myki. All trains outside the CBD converge on Flinders Street Station. Opened in 1854, this station stretches for more than 2 city blocks and is one of the most recognized landmarks in Melbourne. Once in the central business district, it's simple to just walk around for some shopping or hop on a free tram service that can take you around the confines of the city. Once outside the perimeter of downtown, though, you must pay to ride the trams. The Melburnian skyline is pretty sweet.
Bro, that's beautiful, man.
The South Bank Riverwalk is great to take in the sights, but food and drinks are quite expensive. I'm just not a fan of the doo-doo brown color of the Yarra River, which runs through the city and into the harbor. Melbourne's definitely got an eclectic food scene with all sorts of eateries located within its hidden alleyways, as well as street side, where you can find lots of amazing local and international cuisine. Also worth noting that Melbourne is a progressive city that is passionate about global issues like climate change, women's rights, and migrant refugees. Oftentimes, there are several protests happening outside Parliament, and it's a good step towards addressing climate change, which set off the Australian bushfires that devastated the native koala population. Some of my favorite neighborhoods were St. Kilda, which is southeast of the CBD
train,
and is built through a bohemian lifestyle.
Unique looking train.
Fitzroy and Collingwood are both northeast of the city and is popular with young professionals, backpackers, and students. It's got more street art than I've seen anywhere else.
They
and
call
it's
it
almost
street
encouraged
art
to
now,
tag
bro.
the entire
That's
suburb.
Crazy.
It's definitely
used
in a
to get
theme of its own,
arrested for
and
that.
that's what makes it stand out. There's nothing overly flashy here, and it brought me back to the college days of laid-back living. There's a ton of Victorian-era architecture, green natural
beautiful.
space,
Beautiful
and of
building.
course, plenty of local bars to grab a cold one and watch some Australian rules football. But why not just attend a live game instead?
Oh yeah.
We went to Marvel Stadium, the famed comic book giant company, for an exhibition game. Walking in is similar to attending an NFL game back home, except that the playing field is a giant oval.
Bro.
It's often referred to as footy, where 2 teams of 18 players engage in a physical contest.
Wait. Why is the field round? What in the Australia is happening? What is this? This is rugby? All right,
We ended up rooting for the Dogs.
Go on.
The games are always high pace, high score,
I think this
and
is
even if I
rugby.
didn't always understand what was happening, it was fun to follow. After the game, Darth Vader rocked out some AC/DC for the fans, which was both legendary and the most Australian thing ever.
Nice.
At night, the city of Melbourne comes alive with vibrant lights and reflective streets. The street art also shifts with the time of the day, with melancholy lighting and even some interactive art on full display.
Oh, that's crazy.
We set off to the Dandenong Ranges, which are roughly an hour and a half drive east from the city, to do a little hiking and also get to view some native Australian wildlife. Most notably, the wild grey kangaroos and wallabies that like to hang out in the area. Seeing these animals outside of a zoo, doing their thing and hopping around was amazing. Always a good idea to watch from a distance and not approach without warning. The laughing sound of the kookaburra bird, though, was slightly terrifying.
Bro, I would think that's monkeys. It's actually birds.
I traveled several hours north to live the farm life on a horse farm, visit sites like Organ Pipes National Park,
I wouldn't mind visiting Australia, man. It seems like a
and Hanging
really
Rock.
nice place, bro.
This was a
Hanging Rock
former
Summit.
volcano where the magma cooled and contracted to split into large pinnacles. These pinnacles shoot straight up around the natural phenomenon, and it's a great place to discover and summit as you overlook Australia's famous wine countryside. I took another train to go even further north to the town of Bendigo, which goes by the beat of its own drum. It's the most northern large city in Victoria and is a former gold rush boomtown during the 19th century. One of the prominent landmarks is Sacred Heart
What a
Cathedral,
building.
and it's one of Australia's largest churches. Its ceiling stretches on for 24 meters, while the main spire
Wow.
is close to 88 meters high, an architecture marvel worthy of checking out. I wrapped up my travels in Victoria at the beginning of September, where spring was on the horizon in the southern hemisphere. After getting to the airport and walking through the gnarliest duty-free of all time, I loaded onto my plane. Any idea of where I'm headed next?
Where are you headed next, my
See you
guy?
next.
I would love to visit Australia. I'm not gonna lie. That seems like a awesome trip to take. A great experience to have. I don't know what they expect. I always thought Australia was hot. Like I always thought Australia was like a hot African climate. Seems I might be wrong.